Tank, how would you fight Floyd in his prime? Like if you were to fight Floyd in
Don't
his prime,
fight him.
if you guys were both in the...
Don't fight him.
I'm still retired, officially retired, but I didn't retire from entertaining people, and I didn't retire from making money. So this coming up soon in a couple days, it's all about entertaining the people.
Between Tank and Floyd is that Tank got the type of power. When you got power that carry up like Pacquiao, you can move up many weight divisions, not just, the two that he primarily fought in. We saw him dribbling Mario Barrios off the canvas, so we saw him do it at one point.
Gervonta Davis has addressed Floyd Mayweather's recent challenge by asserting his ability to compete with any elite fighter. However, he downplayed the possibility of facing Mayweather, citing their past mentor-mentee relationship and suggesting that such a fight wouldn't fit his career aspirations.
Tank, how would you fight Floyd in his prime? Like if you were to fight Floyd in
Don't
his prime,
fight him.
if you guys were both in the...
Don't fight him. I wouldn't fight him. I mean, Floyd was good. He was top tier. I mean, me, I feel as though I could compete with any top fighter. I'm not saying me going at Floyd, but I'm saying like I feel as though my skills, and not to take nothing from Floyd, but I feel like my skills can compete with anybody that ever laced up a boxing game.
You're crazy to watch, bro. Like,
yeah.
You hit like a fucking train.
Gervonta Davis recently reflected on his relationship with Floyd Mayweather, emphasizing that he has moved forward in his career, regardless of Mayweather's past influence. While acknowledging that Mayweather once played a role in his journey, Davis suggested that Floyd had already achieved what he set out to do, both in boxing and in their professional dynamic. Floyd has always been that way. I have to focus on myself. He's already done what he needed to do, Davis stated, implying that whatever impact Mayweather had, positive or negative, is now behind him. Despite any challenges that arose from their association, Davis remains focused on his own path. He also admitted that if he were to accomplish as much as Mayweather did in the sport, he might take a similar step back.
So how's your relationship with Floyd now? Is he still a part of your camp and crew or something, or not?
Floyd outdoing him. He always been like that. So I gotta focus on what I'm focusing on. He already did what he had to do, bro.
For sure.
I ain't gonna lie. Me, if I did what I like what he did in the sport, I ain't gonna lie, I'd be the same way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't follow him for like stand to himself and things like that. But it's also a part of me type thing, like come back and help too. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's much love to the whole Mayweather promotion. You know what I mean? Ain't no bad blood type shit.
In an interview, Floyd Mayweather stated, "I'm still retired officially, but I'm not retired from entertaining people, and I'm not retired from making money." While he no longer competes in professional boxing, he continues to take exhibition fights to stay active and generate income. Mayweather views these bouts as a way to engage with fans while securing massive paydays. He has often compared himself to business moguls like Jeff Bezos and Warren Buffett, emphasizing that retirement from official competition doesn't mean he'll stop making strategic financial moves. This mindset likely influenced his callout of Gervonta "Tank" Davis for a potential fight, knowing it would attract major attention and revenue. However, Davis has made it clear that he isn't interested, as he prefers to focus on his own career, rather than face his former mentor in a non-competitive exhibition.
The fight you've got coming up, Floyd, who do you think has taken the biggest risk taking that fight? Has it been you, Floyd Mayweather, or has it been Logan Paul, and why?
Well, it's always me, because at the end of the day, I'm always in a no-win situation. If I go out, I talked about this numerous times. If I knock him out in the first round, they're going to say it was a waste of our money. If I carry him, let him go a few rounds, then they're going to say, oh, Floyd Mayweather couldn't knock this guy out. But people got to realize I'm still retired, officially retired. But I didn't retire from entertaining people, and I didn't retire from making money.
Showed as the adult analyzes the potential fight between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta "Tank" Davis, explaining why Mayweather is no longer as skillful as Tank at this stage in his career. He argues that while Mayweather was once the most technical and defensive fighter in boxing, his prime has passed, and he can no longer compete at the same level as Tank, who is currently at his peak. Showbiz highlights that Davis is a complete fighter, blending skill, power, and strategic thinking. He fights with precision, makes smart mid-fight adjustments, and has knockout power at any moment. Unlike Mayweather, who relied heavily on defense and counterpunching, Davis applies constant pressure while maintaining strong defensive awareness. He further explains that Mayweather, despite his experience, would struggle to match Tank's speed, power, and ring IQ at this stage. Because of this, Showbiz believes that if the fight were to happen, it would be more of an entertainment spectacle rather than a truly competitive bout. Tank Davis is simply the superior fighter today.
Thing was, it wasn't that he's a big guy who could go to 140. It was that he's so talented and punch so hard that those skill sets can carry up with them in weight. That's what the great ones do. They have that ability. That's why I mentioned Floyd Mayweather wasn't 154, but his skill set was so good. The difference between Tank and Floyd is that Tank got the type of power. When you got power that carry up like Pacquiao, you can move up many weight divisions, not just, the two that he primarily fought in. We saw him dribbling Mario Barrios off the canvas, so we saw him do it at 140.
Gervonta Tank Davis has expressed his willingness to step into the ring against his former mentor, Floyd Mayweather, creating a dream fight that few ever expected to see. The idea of Tank versus Money Mayweather is surreal, a student challenging his master, a young lion attempting to dethrone the king who once ruled the sport. Tank was once viewed as Mayweather's protégé, handpicked to be boxing's next superstar under Floyd's guidance. However, their relationship had its ups and downs, leading Tank to eventually part ways with Mayweather Promotions to take full control of his career. Now, the possibility of them facing off in the ring adds another layer to their complex history. What makes this matchup so intriguing is the clash of styles and generations. Floyd, the undefeated defensive genius, built his legacy on precision, counterpunching, and making opponents miss. Tank, on the other hand, is a powerful, aggressive fighter with explosive knockout ability. The key question is whether Floyd's experience and ring IQ would be enough to neutralize Tank's relentless power, or if the younger, hungrier fighter would finally push the legend into an all-out battle. Many fans believe that if this fight were to happen, it would be more of a spectacle than a true competition, given that Floyd is retired and only participates in exhibitions. However, the storyline alone, a former student attempting to surpass his master, would make this one of the most talked-about matchups in boxing history. Whether it happens as an exhibition or a real fight, the mere possibility of Tank versus Mayweather is enough to set the boxing world on fire.
YouTube breaking news, Gervonta Davis is now calling out Floyd Money Mayweather for an absolute dream fight. A real fight, not an expedition. Gervonta wants to take out the master. Student versus master. Gervonta versus Money and Floyd Mayweather. What do y'all think about this fight? And if it happens, who you got? Do you got Gervonta the student, or do you got Floyd Mayweather the teacher? What's up? I hope this fight happens, because I will watch this shit. And I will watch both records. Both people are undefeated. This will go down in history. What do y'all think? Throw a thumbs up, and if you know what's next, subscribe.
Gervonta Tank Davis has called out Floyd Mayweather, criticizing both his attitude and the way other fighters interact with him. Davis doesn't respect boxers who seek Mayweather's approval or validation only to later claim they are the best. He believes too many fighters try to attach themselves to Mayweather's name instead of building their own legacies. What frustrates Tank even more is Mayweather's ego and constant self-promotion. He pointed out how Floyd always makes things about himself, saying, Floyd is always like, I'm this, I'm that, suggesting that even in conversations unrelated to him, Mayweather finds a way to shift the focus back to his own legacy. Davis believes that rather than genuinely supporting the new generation of fighters, Mayweather is more focused on reminding people of his own greatness.
First of all, Floyd don't never want to see no one like a fighter do better than them. How the say Terrence Crawford should fight Benavidez? That don't make no fucking sense. He don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you.
Who's next in line? Just so you're next in line.
Is there like
The last question, guys.
is there like a love-hate for like fighter?
Yeah, I love the fighter. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be the smoothest. But he's not. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad. And he because I don't want to say like he's just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he can be good, but it's like it's always I'm this.
Gervonta Tank Davis calling out Floyd Mayweather is significant because he was once Mayweather's protégé. Floyd helped shape Tank's career, but the relationship soured, leading Davis to leave Mayweather Promotions and take control of his own path. Now, his criticism makes it clear. He's done living in Floyd's shadow and wants to be recognized for his own legacy. Davis also pointed out Mayweather's tendency to make everything about himself. In a recent clip, Floyd corrected a reporter who called him *, one of * the greatest, insisting he was * the * greatest. When the reporter asked Davis about fighting a legend, Mayweather interrupted, shifting the focus back to himself and demanding recognition for his achievements. This moment highlights why Tank has distanced himself. He no longer sees Mayweather as someone to impress. He's focused on building his own legacy without being overshadowed by his former mentor.
You're backed by arguably one of the greatest of all time, right?
What are we rating ourselves on? What are we rating on?
Okay.
Well, we're going to know in the least amount of fights. You know, I didn't have to have 70 fights or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right.
Floyd Mayweather is known for his confidence, but at times, that confidence leads to open conflict, not just with fighters but also with the media. In one instance, Mayweather had a heated exchange with a news anchor, turning a simple interview into a debate over money. When asked a question he didn't like, Mayweather shifted the conversation toward wealth instead of answering directly. He dismissed the anchor's credibility, stating, "His job doesn't pay like mine does," implying superiority based on financial success. As the anchor tried to steer the discussion back to boxing, Floyd refused to back down, making the exchange increasingly tense. This moment highlighted Mayweather's habit of using money as a way to assert dominance, not just in the ring, but in any challenge he faces. While his financial success is undeniable, moments like these contribute to the perception that he is arrogant, often turning simple conversations into unnecessary conflicts.
The guy with a job. I have a job though. So who would you fight next?
Guess what? Your job don't pay like my job.
Well, it depends.
Your job don't pay like my job.
That brings me to another point.
I can make 20 million in 18 months because I want to. Because I want to come back and steal some more money. I'm in a whole new era, dominating
That's right.
fighters.
And he's a whole new fighter, Floyd.
A whole new fighter.
Oh yeah.
And when I beat him, what they gonna say? Oh well, we knew this was gonna happen. Floyd Mayweather was a bigger fighter, or he can outbox him, or this. It's always excuses.
Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta "Tank" Davis had their first major conflict when Tank was set to fight Josep Pedraza for his first world title. At the time, Davis was still under Mayweather Promotions, but tension grew as he felt Floyd was pushing him into fights he wasn't fully ready for. Tank later revealed that Mayweather even wanted him to face higher-level opponents despite his limited experience. Money also became a major issue. Davis claimed that despite the Pedraza fight being a title bout that launched his career, Mayweather didn't pay him much for it. This financial dispute was one of the first signs that Tank felt undervalued under Mayweather's management. Beyond money and matchmaking, location became another point of contention. Mayweather didn't want Tank to stay in his hometown of Baltimore, believing it had too many distractions that could hurt his career. Instead, he wanted Davis to live and train in Las Vegas under his guidance. However, Tank resisted, feeling controlled. These early disagreements ultimately set the stage for their eventual fallout.
I remember first hearing an issue between Floyd and Gervonta before Gervonta fought Pedraza. And the issue I heard was that Floyd didn't want Gervonta to stay in Baltimore because he felt there was too many distractions for him in Baltimore, and he wanted to stay in Vegas. And the story I was told at that time was that Floyd gave Gervonta one of his penthouses or one of his apartments in the Palms Hotel, and he said, "This is your apartment. I'll furnish it for you." He got him a Jeep. At the time, Gervonta was not a world champion. He got him like a Jeep, a 4x4. You know, he basically said, "I'll make it comfortable for you. I don't want you to go to Baltimore. I want you to stay here. I don't think Baltimore is the place for you," you know? And what I was told was Gervonta sold all the furniture, sold the Jeep, and went back to Baltimore and bought a Benz, you know, with... That's what I was... For real? That's what I was told at the time, so...
It just, once you get around someone, you be looking up to these people so bad, and like once you get around, they don't be who they say they is or who they portray to be. You be like, damn, it's damn near like it's a letdown. So you be more so hurt off, you know. So it's like I just go my own way, like I do my own thing and things like that. So that's more so that's what it was, and that's cool. It's just like you just don't vibe with like what they on, and that's, you know. I mean, I've been in a situation where though, like, you know, I was in a lose-lose situation. Now, what came out still on top
with Floyd? You said, what was the lose-lose situation? What you mean?
Just a little situation that he put me in to, you know, make me lose, but he thought I was gonna lose, but.
You talking about like a boxing match or?
Yeah, boxing match.
Ooh, if you don't mind. If you don't want to, it's fine.
Pedraza. Joseph Pedraza, my first world title. I was 16-0. I was 16-0. 16-0. And I was 21 at the time. And I haven't fought in like 7 or 8 months. Around that time, I wasn't making that much money. I probably was making like $10,000 a fight. So 6 months is crazy to not fight, you know. So when they came back and it was like, all right, you gotta fight. He was like, you gotta fight this fighter, which is Joseph Pedraza. If you don't fight him, you're not fighting. You're like sitting on a show. So I had to fight him. In the midst of all that happened, I got evicted. I had to sell my jewelry. So now, and remind you, I'm letting them boxers that you talking about, I'm putting them on game.